Seven Lamb Productions presents The Walk, Episode 1.
Well, here I stand, by the Peace Arch by the Canadian border. I'm in Washington State, only feet away from crossing over into Canada, but that's not the way that I'm heading. This is the beginning of a long trek. I've been wanting to do this for a while now. Washington State to Key West, roughly 3,500 miles, give or take a few hundred. Ever since Chase and I opened a textbook in 9th grade history class, I've wanted to go across the country. Why? Well, that's a question I often receive, but never had an answer to. My mom thought it was a coming-of-age trial, my dad thought it was a rebellious scheme, my grandparents thought it was some spiritual journey, and most of my coworkers thought it was a way to brag. I'm not exactly sure why I wanted to do it, I just knew I wanted to do something incredibly unique in my life before I went searching for a job. I just finished school, and instead of backpacking across Europe or taking a 2-week cruise to Panama, I decided to set aside 6 months and walk across the country.
John, what the hell are you daydreaming about? Get in the shot.
I turned around to see the group standing in front of the Peace Arch about to snap a pic. I wouldn't be doing this trip alone. In fact, there were 5 of us who were all up to the challenge. There was Anders.
Why do I have to hold the camera?
Because you have long arms.
Yeah, but I don't know how to angle it. Every way I turn it, I end up cutting someone's head off.
Why are you moving your hands so much? Calm down.
It's right there, take it.
I can't get all 5 of us and the Peace Arch. Just because I'm lanky doesn't mean I take good pics. Can't we get Leibowitz here to take the shot? It's her camera.
Anders was a good friend, tall, clean-shaven, and goofy. He literally reminded me of Goofy. He didn't have a long snout or floppy ears, but he walked hunched over, his arms swung wildly. Anders and I met in 10th grade when he got caught cheating on a test by using a mirror to spy on the kid next to him. I laughed so hard, Mrs. Ross sent me to the principal's office with him.
Did you take it?
I think I took like 15.
Let me see.
I know Washington is normally cloudy, but we may get rained on. Should we start walking?
Then there was Isaac. Isaac was a friend I met through Chase. They were both in a band for all of 5 months before calling it quits on creative differences. Isaac had a thick beard and always dressed in black. He had one piercing above his right eyebrow that was barely noticeable, although he claims because of it he was fired from multiple jobs. He wasn't an outdoorsy person, but for some reason he agreed to do this. Shocking, since I never saw him walk more than 20 yards and his skin was extremely pale from lack of sunlight. He spent most of his time playing video games or listening to records.
Seriously, is it going to rain?
Who cares? You brought a poncho, right? Let's just enjoy this moment. This is the beginning of something grand.
Grand.
Yeah, look at where we are. We're about to embark on a unique journey.
Unique how? People have walked across the country before.
But not the exact same route. It'll be unique to us. This will be something we'll remember for a long time.
Chase was always like that, always in a good mood. It was hard to break his spirits. He loved the outdoors. He wasn't a die-hard tree hugger, but definitely hippie-ish. He had a thin beard, receding hairline, and square-rimmed glasses that he'd had since high school. Chase and I were the reason for the walk. It was our idea. But we were friends long before we cracked that textbook in history class. We've been friends since meeting in Boy Scouts back in the 5th grade.
Anders, how can you take 15 pictures and every single one of them be blurry?
At least they're in frame.
Babe,
What?
look at this. Not a single good one.
And then there was Liz. She was Chase's girlfriend and the reason I almost pulled out of the trip. A week ago at a going away party, Liz and I made a huge mistake that I wish I could take back. At least that's what I try telling myself. It's hard to deny that I didn't want things to happen between us. I've had a crush on her ever since Chase introduced us 2 years ago when they started dating. Liz was beautiful, fun, quirky, nerdy. She liked comic books and cult films. I felt bad for liking her, but I didn't pay my feelings much attention because I never planned to act on them. Then came the party and 6 shots of tequila. If only Chase didn't leave the party early. If only I did leave it early. If only I had 5 instead of 6 shots. Regardless, it happened, and I was so sick to my stomach the next morning. I almost canceled the trip, but Liz said it would be kept a secret. It still bothered me, though. My stomach churned just thinking about it.
Crap. I think I just felt a drop.
Oh my god, dude, it's rain. I know you're used to being shut inside with a Mountain Dew in one hand and an Xbox controller in the other, but when you do venture outside, the elements can get you. Don't worry, you won't melt.
I hope it does rain.
Are we good to go?
Unless you guys want to take another picture.
No.
We each grabbed our backpacks and touched the Peace Arch. We chose this spot because it was a good marker for the beginning of our journey, as far north on the west coast as we could get.
We ready?
Everyone nodded.
Let's do this. To Key West!
We all let go of the Peace Arch and began our journey.
Oh shit, guys. I twisted my ankle. I have to quit.
Anders was joking, of course. We all walked through the Peace Arch Park, but we didn't even make it out before Anders had to backtrack to use the public restroom.
I know we're all going to have to get used to shitting on the side of the road, but as long as there's a bathroom nearby, I'll postpone the road squats.
We started walking at 9 a.m. We weren't sure what to expect, so we wanted the whole day to feel it out. The biggest worry was where to camp at night. Winging it seemed like the best approach.
Alright, I'm ready.
We headed down C Street, took a right on 4th, and cut over to F. I couldn't believe I was actually doing this. Technically homeless for the next 6 months. Well, maybe 6 months. We weren't sure how long it would actually take.
This is crazy, right? We're actually doing this.
It was nice to know Chase and I were on the same page with our bewilderment. While we had been planning on doing this for a long time, we didn't actually pull the trigger until 2 months ago. We both graduated in December, and since neither of us could find work, we just decided to pursue this old dream. Surprisingly, others wanted to join us. We each carried a backpack. Mine consists of clothes, microfiber towel, stainless steel utensil set, hat, sunglasses, flashlight, matches, sunblock, bug spray, life straw, water filter pouch, canteen, sleeping bag, journal, pillow, Swiss Army knife, charger, toilet paper, beef jerky, dried fruit, protein bars, energy bars, peanut butter, crackers, first aid kit, blister pack, Kindle, and I think the most important thing, the iPod. I stuffed so much music, audiobooks, and podcasts onto that thing that it was nearly full. We'd been walking for 20 minutes and Isaac already had his earbuds in, probably listening to some indie punk band.
Really, Isaac? Already bored?
What?
Hey, guys.
I turned around to see 2 SUVs pulling to the side of the road. The side of them read Border Patrol, and man climbed out in full uniform.
Excuse me, boys. What's going on here?
Wow, 20 minutes in and already stopped by the cops.
No, not cops. Border Patrol. Can I ask where you guys are going?
Would you believe us if we said Key West?
You're a little far for that, aren't you?
The second officer climbed out of his SUV and made his way over.
Are you guys from Canada?
No, St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg?
Near Tampa, in Florida.
Oh, Florida. I think you guys are heading the wrong direction if you started in Tampa. Isn't that right, Bill?
We didn't start in Tampa. We flew out here and we're heading back.
We're walking across the country.
Why?
There's that question we constantly heard. The question I never had a true answer for.
That's got to be what? 3,000 miles?
Actually, 3,500 to be exact.
That's a rough estimation, Anders.
That's what I meant.
You said exact.
Yeah, an exact estimation.
What does that mean?
Hey, you guys mind if we see some IDs?
We all whipped out our identification.
All right, I gotta admit, never seen anything like this.
We didn't mean to halt your progress. It's just, you're pretty close to the Canadian border, all carrying backpacks. Had to check up on it, you know?
Are there really a lot of Canadians sneaking into America? I thought it'd be the other way around.
Funny.
All right, everything looks to be in order here. You guys doing this for charity or something?
No. That was another question people often asked. I felt bad saying no, but it was the truth. Technically, we could have, but because the trip was planned hastily, we didn't really think about it.
We do have a website, though, and I'll be blogging about our whole trip.
There you go. Can you write down the website for me?
He held out a pen and notepad. Liz jotted down the website, www.walkacrossamerica.com. Simple. Liz set it up before we left.
Thanks. Okay, guys. Stay safe, stay dry, and watch out for cars.
They jumped back into their vehicles and drove off.
What did they say?
Isaac had kept his earbuds in the whole time. After 5 miles, we stopped by a small pond to rest. The sky remained cloudy and it sprinkled on and off.
My feet are killing me.
It's been 5 miles. I told you to practice before we left.
I did.
Actually, with the backpack?
Sometimes.
He just didn't put anything in the backpack.
Isaac sat on the gravel and pulled off his shoes and socks.
I got 3 blisters already.
Hope you brought Band-Aids.
Chase, stop.
What?
I did.
John, you okay?
Yeah, why?
You've been quiet.
Just taking it all in.
Feels weird, right? Like we always planned on doing this, but I never thought we'd actually do it.
Yeah, I know.
So, you planned on doing it, but you didn't actually plan on doing it.
It makes sense.
Are you supposed to pop blisters?
Well, I Google it, but I don't have any service.
I don't think you're supposed to.
Let them pop on their own when the time is ready.
How do you have fully formed blisters already? We've only been walking for 2 hours.
I don't know. I didn't make the blisters.
Your body did.
Will you guys lay off him? It's the first day. I don't know about you guys, but I practice hiking with a full backpack, and my shoulders are still hurting right now. We just have to get used to this.
This was never going to be easy.
By the way, are we planning on where to sleep tonight, or are we just winging it?
I thought we were winging it. Let's aim for 15 miles for the day and see where that leads us.
After Isaac took care of his feet, we headed off. The rain picked up as we headed for Linden, a small town west of Blaine where we started. We all put on ponchos except for Isaac, who put on a garbage bag with a hole in the top. Isaac didn't have a lot of money to spend on the trip. He wasn't even sure he was going to be able to afford to go. I guess he scraped enough money together, but he was worried about bills and his school loans. I asked him why he didn't ask his parents to help him out, and he said because he didn't tell his parents he was doing the walk.
This rain is a bitch.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to get blisters.
We took a couple more breaks to eat and rest until 7. The rain stopped, but everyone was getting tired. I think we should start looking for a place to camp.
Let's find a place that isn't private property.
If we can, everything's fenced off over here.
We could ask someone.
Where 5 homeless people can sleep?
Just keep an eye out.
We walked along the shoulder of Birch Bay Linden Road for another half hour. The cloudy sky made it hard to tell if the sun was going down. We had decided to leave in May 8th exactly. That way we start in the north in the summer and hopefully finish the trip in the fall or winter. We did plan some things.
Hey, what about there?
Chase pointed to an area of trees off the side of the road. There was no fence and no house nearby.
I'd like to stay hidden at night if at all possible. Don't need people fucking with us.
I think it could work.
We waited for a few cars to pass and then we crossed to the other side of the street. We all stood in front of the small wooded area.
I say yes.
Of course Isaac says yes. Just remember, tomorrow, you or John are carrying the tent. This thing adds another 7 fucking pounds. Let's see how your feet do then.
So you don't have blisters?
No, I have blisters. I'm just not whining about them. I want you to look like the weak one.
But you're in pain, right?
So much so.
Let's just set up camp.
And we did. Isaac, Anders, and I set up our 3-person tent while Chase and Liz set up their smaller 2-person one.
Are we putting our backpacks inside too? It's gonna be a tight fit.
So what? I don't want my shit crawling with bugs. Just push them to the side.
I unraveled my sleeping bag.
I call side.
I call the other side.
So I get the middle.
It's gonna be a John sandwich tonight. I hope you sleep on your back, because I don't want any spooning. Unless I'm the big spoon.
I threw my sleeping bag inside. Chase walked over to me and patted me on the back.
This is awesome, right?
Yeah, man.
We're doing it. Here, in the woods, on the side of the road, in Washington. I've never even been to Washington.
Me either.
There it is.
What?
A smile. I haven't seen you crack a smile since we boarded the plane in Tampa.
And that's only because I told a funny joke.
You're happy to be doing this, right?
Definitely. That's when I noticed Liz in the tent. She gave me a sincere glance.
Good. This will be something we can tell our kids and our grandkids. How many people can say they walked across the country?
I looked it up on Wikipedia before we left, and there were only 100 listed that walked across the country.
That's nothing. 100 people.
Don't forget about Lois and Clark.
Idiot. It's Lewis. Lewis and Clark.
Wait a second. Are you telling me Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher didn't walk across the country?
Okay, I'm done. Let's wake up bright and early, and I'll see if I can't find a good route for tomorrow.
Chase climbed into his tent.
John, get your ass in the tent. It's starting to rain again. A bit snug, huh?
I climbed over Anders into the middle of the tent. Isaac had his earbuds in again. I could hear the music he listened to, but had no idea what band or what song it was. I took my portable charger out of my backpack and hooked up my phone. I bought the charger off Amazon. It was supposed to charge a phone 5 times before needing a recharge. Time to test it out. I then laid on my back and scrolled through Facebook. I didn't take any pictures today, but I posted a status about the beginning of our trip.
Dude, my feet are killing me.
My feet aren't that bad. My shoulders definitely hurt. I could barely hear Liz and Chase talking about routes in the other tent. After an hour, Anders and I had put our headphones on. I listened to an episode of Comedy Bang Bang, a comedic podcast. I brought a nano iPod to listen to music and podcasts because I didn't want to drain my phone's battery while walking. My eyes slowly shut as I listened and intermittently chuckled.
John.
Anders elbowed me. I opened my eyes and took off my headphones. What?
Listen. I think they're doing it.
What?
Chase and Liz? I hear moaning.
This was not what I wanted to hear, but I knew Anders would make this even more awkward.
Hey, Chase! Liz!
What do you want, Anders?
Are you guys screwing right now?
What are you doing?
Making things uncomfortable?
No, we're not.
Jesus, Anders.
Yeah, right. I'm sure I just hear the soft moans of route planning then.
You're an asshole.
Actually, it's good you guys are. Fucking on the first day, I mean. Because after a week of not showering, it's gonna get gross. You know, smells and all.
You're disgusting, Anders.
Sorry guys, didn't mean to break your concentration. Have at it.
I popped my headphones back on and shook my head. I couldn't believe she was having sex with him right now. We just had sex a few nights ago. I knew I shouldn't care because she wasn't my girlfriend, but I couldn't help but think about it. My mind started racing. Why did I sleep with her? Why did I have to go do it the week before we left for the trip? Why did she still come on the trip? Why did I have to like her? Fuck. This trip was supposed to be fun, but the awkwardness, the fact that I was hiding something from my best friend, maybe the feelings would go away. Maybe all this would blow over. Hell, this was only day 1 of our trip. We had at least another 6 months together. This had to blow over. It had to. I just wanted to go to sleep. And that's exactly what I did.
The Walk. Written by Robert M. Lamb. Edited by Amber Simpson and Robert M. Lamb. Starring Jack Austin as John, Nick Engelhard as Chase, Ariel Zadok as Liz, Robert M. Lamb as Anders, Jose Caraballo as Isaac, co-starring Matthew Manning, Brian Messick, Gene Lamb, Brett Wilkins, Adam Iben, Anthony Grimm, Shannon McCarthy, Mike Lenhart, John Piscatello, Ashley York, Ashley Wilkins, Ryan Grosjean, and Jenny Bailey. Music provided by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com and Dylan Mixer at dmixmusic.com. If you enjoy this podcast, don't forget to rate and review on iTunes. This has been a 7 Lamb production.